All right, Wendy,
Yeah.
what is this blue thing down here?
This refrigerator here is from Iceco. They gave it to us. They want us to review it.
Oh, cool.
I know.
Let's take a look.
So you're looking to upgrade your cooler to a portable refrigerator. In today's episode, we're going to review the Iceco JP42.
Hey guys, Matt DeWitt from MWD Adventures, doing a little review on this Iceco chest. This thing is pretty cool. It is an ice chest and it is also a refrigerator combination. So you've got your rubber straps here. We'll kind of walk around the outside, talk about it. You've got two rubber straps here, which allow you to access your food, your drinks, all that kind of stuff. It's got a really awesome beverage carrier here on the end. So you got two holes for cup holders, and you got a little tray to set any kind of knickknacks or keys, whatever it is. It's a roto mold design, so it's got the real thick insulation. That's how they can get away with just throwing a bag of ice in here and using it. Or you can also run it off like an Anchor 757 that we have here, power supply, and we got a 12-volt plug. We can plug that into our power supply and run this thing for days and days. The wattage so far from our testing on this little weekend getaway is pulling about 42, 43 watts when it's running, when the compressor's running. But when it goes into idle mode, after it gets to temperature, it's just sipping the juice. It's like 2 watts. So our Anchor 757 here was saying it could go about 99 hours powering this thing up. So that's plenty of time. So if you're off-gridding, this thing would definitely help out. So you can power it with a power brick, or you can take this, plug it into this little guy here. Here's your transformer, and then you also have a 120 outlet. You can do it in Celsius or Fahrenheit. There's a control center here on the side. This comes in 3 colors. It comes in a baby blue, a khaki, and a white. So you can take your pick. It's got some really nifty carrying handles here on both sides. This is called the JP42 is the model name, but it's actually a 43 liter. One cool thing that we have in here, it's got a nice little basket. We got a basket on one side and a really deep dish area on the other side. Now, because it is a cooler slash refrigerator, you have to be careful about how high that water gets as the ice starts to melt. So, Iceco's got you covered. On this side, you have a nice little drain valve. So you can unscrew the drain valve and you can tip the cooler out, keep an eye on that water level, make sure it doesn't get up to the compressor level and have any issues with the compressor. So it's just a quick look around. We've been testing it all weekend. So far we're very impressed. It's fairly lightweight. I can pick it up, no problem. Move it around camp. We had over here at the picnic table, or just throw it in the back of the truck.
So we have eggs for breakfast pretty much every day. So I wanted to make sure I could fit the eggs into the cooler. When I first tried to put it in, it does not go side to side. It's not quite wide enough for that, so close, but didn't quite make it. When I first put it in, then I put it flat going this direction, but then I ended up layering all this other stuff on top of it, which made it hard to find my eggs in the morning when I needed them. So then I tried to put them in vertically, and actually that worked out perfectly. It just comes to the top of the cooler, does not cause any hindrance when we're closing the lid. So in this cooler for me, that's how I'm going to store our eggs when we go camping.
So pros and cons list of the Iceco JP42. Well, one con we had is one handle opening. You can't just grab the center and open it up. You have to pull both straps. Now, you say, oh, that's not a big deal. Well, if you pull it up like this, sometimes the handle tends to get in the way. So when you go to pull it down, you end up squeezing your handle in the way. Is it a big deal? Not a huge deal. If I had to give it any kind of con, that would be one thing. The other thing is, and we had this last night when we went to get some late night drinks, is opening it up. There was no kind of light inside to see. To you, that might not be a big deal. You wear a headlamp, you have a flashlight with you. You can definitely see what's going on. But there was no internal little LED just to kind of see what you're getting at. So that would be another con that we have. Pros, it can do both. Ice, and it can also be a fridge. We think that's a huge pro. We also really enjoy having the cup holder here. It's pretty handy. You can open this up. You can go and grab a couple things. You're getting a couple things out for yourself, and it does not get in the way of the lid. Okay, so you've got that, and you can just set that there where you're grabbing a few things and you bring them over to your picnic table. It doesn't get in the way of the lid. One of my other pros of this fridge cooler combination is that the compressor is extremely quiet. Even when it's running, you can barely hear this thing. So there's no interference. If you were to have it in your small adventure trailer, you have a larger RV, you have it sitting outside, it's not going to disturb you at all. One of the other pros that we saw is it has a really good tight seal here on the sides all the way down and around. And you know this because when you go to close this, especially if you do it a little quicker, you're going to hear the air puff out of the back end of the cooler. So you know you got a really good tight seal when you're locking it down.
It's a great size for a weekend trip. If we're going for a whole week, I don't think it would be quite big enough, but for the two of us on a weekend trip, it's perfect.
So that's my pros and cons. If you guys got any questions about the JP42 Iceco cooler, put them down in the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you get out and do a little camping. See you next time.